Coming up on today's show, the Kansas City Chiefs made a shocking roster move. We'll explain what exactly is going on, what Brett Veach is cooking up. Coming up in just a matter of moments. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. Before we go any further in today's show, folks, I know that this game against the Broncos doesn't mean a whole lot. Actually, it doesn't really mean anything at all, to be honest. But that doesn't mean that the battle between the fan bases isn't going to be something this week, as we are taking on Broncos Breakdown, Matthew Peterson and company in a sub-battle this week. We're seeing what channel can pick up more subscribers. Starting out 0-0, let's go ahead and come out of the gates firing and see who can get the most subscribers on their channels for the latest happenings of your Kansas City Chiefs each and every day, from daily news and rumors, live shows, watch parties, Q&A mailbags, breaking news, and more. You got to be subscribed to the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/ChiefsTV, and we'll get started with today's show. Welcome to Kansas City linebacker Blake Lynch. According to a report this morning from KPRC's Aaron Wilson, the Chiefs are signing the veteran linebacker to their active roster. They'll initially sign him to the practice squad with the intentions of moving him to the active roster by the end of the week. Aaron Wilson putting out this news this morning. The information coming from the agency representing Blake Lynch, that is Elite Loyalty Sports, who also put this out saying, congratulations to our client, linebacker Blake Lynch, on signing a contract with the Kansas City Chiefs. Ball out in the Chiefs' kingdom. And they also put out this graphic as well, making the signing official. And I know what some of you may be thinking. This signing at this point in the season, Week 18, kind of out of left field, right? Why are the Chiefs bringing in Blake Lynch? Who is Blake Lynch, you may be asking? We'll answer that question later. But the reason why the Chiefs are in this position of bringing in Blake Lynch is pretty simple. You had the injury to Jack Cochrane, which put him on injured reserve, and the Chiefs just needed a little bit of depth to round out the linebacker position as they gear up towards this postseason here. Obviously, the Chiefs' defense is in really good shape, but they needed an extra body, another piece. And Blake Lynch, he's played a decent amount of football in his young career to this point. He was one of the best available options for the circumstance that the Chiefs were looking for. And think about this. We talked about on the channel just a couple days ago that we said that, hey, another move could be in the works for the Chiefs before the regular season ends, as they had about $2 million in cap space. Here we are. Brett Veach never content on where his roster is at, always looking to improve, and that's what he's done here, bringing in Blake Lynch. How would you grade the signing of Blake Lynch? I'll give you my grade coming up in just a moment, and we'll go more in-depth on Blake Lynch as well. But what I hear from you guys first, grade the signing, A, B, C, D, or F. Let us know in the comments section below. Today's show is sponsored by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the place to go for daily fantasy made easy. Here's how it works. Choose two or more players on any given category. Get the choice of more or less, whether you're talking fantasy points in football, rebounds in basketball, goals in hockey, all sorts of different categories to choose from. Football, a big deal this time of year on Prize Picks, as we got the college playoffs going on. We are nearing the end to the pro football regular season. And right now on Prize Picks, folks, they will give you up to 1,000 times your money. And that's not all. Right now on Prize Picks, you can get $50 to play for free when you play $5. You don't even have to win to get the money. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS. This week on Prize Picks, looking ahead to the Fiesta Bowl on Tuesday night. It's going to be the Ashton Jeanty show. I expect him to get in the end zone at least once. As you can see, the number there is just half a rushing or receiving touchdown. Yeah, that's going to happen. Drew Aller, the Penn State quarterback, with more than 224.5 passing yards. If I put $20 down and both these hit, that turns into $40 on Prize Picks. Play along with me. PrizePicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Prize Picks, proud partner of the Kansas City Chiefs Report. My grade, I'm going to go with a B for the Kansas City Chiefs here. You did take care of a need, adding a depth piece, but you didn't do so with some earth-shattering player by any means. The thing about Blake Lynch, we haven't seen a ton of him in recent years, has not taken a lot of snaps, but if you go back to 2021, he wasn't a bad football player. That was the majority of the snaps that he's gotten in his NFL career was the second season of his pro career. And this was somebody that I watched pretty closely when he was at Baylor University playing for the Bears and was a pretty exciting football player. Ultimately went undrafted in 2020 out of Baylor, and he's been a bit of a journeyman of sorts, starting his career with the Minnesota Vikings, then going on to Arizona with the Chargers, the Seahawks, as well as the Las Vegas Raiders so far. So this will be, count them up, the sixth team that Blake Lynch has played for in his very young tenure. 28 career games played with 7 starts. And you look at the numbers at Blake Lynch. Here's what we're talking about of what we've seen the last 4 seasons from him. Played in 1 game this year, didn't register any numbers. And last season played in 7 games with 4 tackles. But that 2021 season, the best season that he had, he was able to tally up 35 tackles, 2 sacks, 1 interception, and 1 forced fumble. 2020 had 12 tackles with no sacks, no interceptions, and 0 forced fumbles. So what does the scouting report look like? What are the Chiefs exactly getting out of Blake Lynch? This is somebody that has size and speed. He looks the part of what you would expect out of a linebacker in the National Football League. And he can play multiple positions, which is very good for somebody coming in at this juncture, this late in the ball game, that he can plug and play but a couple of different spots that you might be looking for when it comes to this Chiefs defense. He is considered a special teams ace, and you can never have too many of these guys that can make a play, whether it's in the punt return game or the kick return game, whatever it may be. Blake Lynch has had success on that front there. A great tackler, no problems when it comes to the fundamentals, wrapping up guys, bringing guys to the ground and all that. But the big issue with him is coverage. He's had some big mistakes over the years when it comes to his abilities as a coverage linebacker. I was reading more on Lynch, and the idea with him is, yes, he's a great tackler, but when it comes to everything else, he doesn't do a whole lot of things great besides tackling. He's kind of a jack of all trades, but not a master of much, a master of none, if you will. You look at the linebacking unit for Kansas City with the injuries that we mentioned earlier in the show, with Jack Cochrane being out on injured reserve. This is what Kansas City has at the moment, with Drue Tranquill at the wide linebacker spot, Nick Bolton holding things down inside. Bolton's played a lot better here in recent weeks. He's really elevated his game. Leo Chenal also has been solid. And then, of course, Jones backing them up. So as you can see, even though this linebacker group has been pretty solid for Kansas City, they just needed more bodies involved, and that's where Blake Lynch could come in. This could be a sneaky good signing for the Kansas City Chiefs potentially, whether it's throwing him out there on special teams or if there's an injury of sorts. Based on that small sample size we saw in 2021, this is not a bad insurance policy at all that doesn't cost you really anything to bring him in. And you think about this big picture for the Kansas City Chiefs defense of what we've seen over the last few weeks. These guys are really starting to come into their own with an impressive showing against the Pittsburgh Steelers, holding them to 10 points. They did a really good job of slowing down the Houston Texans the week prior and then held the Cleveland Browns to 7 points on the road. As we get closer to the playoffs, this defense looks like the defense that we all knew that they were capable of being, one of the better defenses in the entire National Football League, playing championship caliber football. What is your confidence level in the Chiefs defense? Are they elite? Scale it for me 1 through 10. I'm pretty confident. I'll go with about an 8.5. Give me your confidence level in the comments section below. For continuing Chiefs coverage, subscribe now to the Kansas City Chiefs Report. If they make any more signings or moves, you'll be the first to know about it here on the channel. Appreciate you joining us. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.